Guys, Wonder Weasel back today. I'm here in Cades Cove in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, and we are here at the Missionary Baptist Church. So guys, I'll show you the church, and this one's also got a cemetery out back, and I'll give you a little history lesson here in a few minutes. Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church. So guys, I'm going to try to take you right over here and show you the little sign on the side of the church. Hopefully I can get that as well. Let's see. Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church, founded in 1839. Alright guys, we're going to go up here and show you around inside the church and the cemetery and give you a history lesson. Yep. Guys, all the churches here in the cove have their bells on the top of them in the steeple area. Guys, the cove is fairly busy today. There's a lot of people here. Not as busy though as it would be for a weekend. This is in the middle of the week. Check out the old glass, guys, above the doorway when you come in. Guys, the way this church is laid out, the pulpit is kind of recessed back in the wall at the back end. It's kind of cool. You can see where the chimney used to go through the top. There used to be a buck stove right here in the middle to heat it for wintertime purposes. Really nice looking church, guys. You got a door that goes out the back here next to the pulpit area. For the time, these churches are pretty good size. There's normally people either singing or doing preaching normally in these churches when you come to them. Poor people.
Don't be these people.
Yeah, don't be these people here, and I'm not trying to be rude, but
That is rude.
Don't be graffitiing up the buildings in the park, guys, or any building. It's just not polite. Forgive me, but I don't think it's right. Very, very beautiful though church. Okay guys, this is going back out of the Missionary Baptist Church here in Cades Cove. Just look at the way they've done this. It's, for the time, I don't know how they did it, but they did. I feel like they did better carpentry work back in those days than they do now. Alright guys, we're going to come out here. I'll show you the cemetery behind the Missionary Baptist Church. Another pretty cool cemetery. This one's a whole lot smaller than the rest of them here in the cove. Looks like somebody lost their glasses here in the cove. Like I said, this cemetery is a whole lot smaller than the others here in the cove.
This is my favorite church in the cove.
And I don't know exactly why that
It's just so pretty.
this one's your favorite, but you seem to like it better than most.
I've always liked this one. It's just so pretty.
I'll give you a long shot for you guys of the church. You got a big hornet's nest up there, up next to the bell area. Really, really nice. church.
Super peaceful for in church.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter. It doesn't seem to be as visited
It doesn't, I don't know why.
as the rest of them. Guys, this is the only church that I know of it. I think that's an actual outhouse that it may have had at one point in time. And check out the fall foliage here, guys. I'll catch this right here. Look at the leaves falling down, guys. The wind is blowing a little bit. The fall leaves are falling to the ground.
Highly recommend fall in Cades Cove.
Yeah. Yep. Like I said, this is definitely a smaller cemetery than the rest of them.
There's a lot of different lessons than wedding.
Yeah. Guys, I was telling you about the pulpit area inside the church being kind of recessed out into the wall. You can tell the way that looks from the outside. The only church or building I've ever really seen with that, especially in those times. Alright guys, we're going to give you a little history lesson. Alright guys, the Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church on May 15th, 1841, Johnson, Adams, and other Smoky Mountain pioneers joined together and formed the Cades Cove Missionary Baptist Church. The start was rocky and they had no meeting house. Sometimes they made arrangements to use the other church buildings. They eventually gathered enough money to build their first church building on Height Hill in 1894 with 40 church members. In 1915, the Missionary Baptist Church building that we know today was constructed with over 100 members in its current location. So guys, it's pretty interesting. Times were hard back then, and trying to gather up money and supplies and people to do these churches and such was a very difficult thing. But church was a very big thing to folks back then, and it still is today. But back then, times was harder then to try to be able to have a building for folks to join and worship God. So guys, that is the Missionary Baptist Church in Cades Cove. A little history lesson on that for you. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the church and the cemetery and the history lesson. If you like this vlog, give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so far. Ring the bell. If you're new here, we do videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. they go live. And by being subscribed and following, that will keep you up to date and get your notifications every time a new video comes live on those days that I just spoke of. So guys, this is the Missionary Baptist Church, Cades Cove, Great Smoky Mountain National Park, Wandering Weasel, signing off.